is up, people? This is BrownandNeverSay.com, and today is going to be a good day, but maybe not. The plan is to work up on the log press and try to get something heavy. Hopefully it happens. Hopefully heavy shows up to the party. But let's get after it. Alright guys, welcome to the commentary and my maximum effort upper day for this week, where the variation was the log press. Now the log press for me is a very frustrating lift, mainly because it's kind of where my squat used to be, in that every single time that I walk in it feels a little different, which tells me there's a whole lot of technique issues that I need to be working out. So on this day, my main intention was working on my rack position and trying to get as much leg drive into the log as I possibly could. You see me working here with 245. My previous PR was at 320, and I walked in really feeling like 330 was going to be there. Now 330 on a barbell or an axle really is not that big of a deal for me. It's just a weight that I hit while I'm working my way up. However, the log is a different animal. Now if you've never had the extreme displeasure of pressing a log, the problem is that the bar is sitting in your hands and isn't really supported by bone structure on your shoulders. That means when you drive with your legs, the log tends to move around a good bit, as opposed to a barbell, which all that force goes into and helps you press it above head. That said, this is 325, 5 pounds above my previous PR. I press it up, try to drop under, and got it pretty well. It felt so good, in fact, that I loaded 330 and ended up missing it twice. But I did not include it in the video because I'm already embarrassed enough about my log pressing technique. So after that embarrassment, I dropped the weight down to 255 and hit a couple sets of 3 of the log cleaner press, which you're seeing right here. Now there's a couple reasons why I was taking the log out of the rack from my earlier presses. Number one is because I need to work on the press technique, and it's easier to do that when you get in as good of a rack position as possible. The second is the clean is never really my problem. I can clean pretty much anything I want to the front rack position, not so much the press. And for full disclosure, my lower back was pretty tired from the pause deadlifts earlier in the week. So I figured I'd hit the heavy presses out of the rack, and then for my volume work, I'd drop back and clean each one. And that ended up going pretty well for me. I was happy with it. And as always, between my volume sets, I'm always doing some ab work. What you're seeing right here, you might recognize from Rocky IV, also made famous by Bruce Lee. They're called dragon flags. And basically, it's like a leg raise, except you lower yourself to the point where your butt and as much of your back does not touch a bench as possible. If you've never done these before, they're very tough. They hit your core like crazy, and like other ab things that I like, you can brace out just like you do on a squat or deadlift while doing it, so you don't need to crunch up and teach your body bad habits. After that, I moved on to one max effort set of dips. This is something that I like to do every once in a while just to test out my strength in relation to my body weight. Now, if your shoulders will allow you to do them, dips are a great way to build up your chest and of course your triceps. Now on these, I thought I was going deep enough. I'm pretty close, but now that I look at the video, I would rather have gotten 1 inch deeper just so all those internet critics cannot come and harass me. Now I'm not completely sure, but I believe 60 was the most that I've ever done in an unbroken set before. I know it's in a recent video, but I'm a little too lazy to go back and check it out. I know 66 is definitely a PR. You can see me getting right near the end there, and I'm not counting this last one. Didn't count that. That would have been 67. Finally, I finished up the workout with some assistance stuff where I did 3 sets of these rolling tricep extension / press things, supersetted with some banded tricep pushdowns. At the end of every one of my maximum effort upper and my dynamic upper days, I always try to work my triceps, just finish them off, because if your triceps are stronger, all your pressing goes up, to include bench press, overhead press, log. It's all good things when it comes to pushing weights away from you. Alright, video recap. I am actually very happy with the 325 log overhead press. That's a 5 pound PR. Seems like that's the only thing I'm hitting anymore. I'll definitely take that though. To be completely honest, I wasn't feeling very good walking in today. That's why at the beginning of the video, I was willing it to be a good day. It ended up being a decent day, so I'm happy about it. Bunch of accessory stuff. Ended up hitting 66 or 67 unbroken dips. I think that's a PR as well. Just trying to work my triceps. Tricep strength goes up, my overhead goes up, which would make me happy. But I did want to give you guys a quick medical update about what's going on. So I went to the surgeon Tuesday morning to get his opinion of what my next move would be for my foot. Got good news and bad news. Bad news is I need surgery. The other bad news is that I don't really know when the surgery is going to take place. The good news is that I have a temporary solution. So part of the problem is that there's a ton of tendon and ligament damage in there as well as the break, which is pulling my toe out of socket all the time when I'm walking, which is actually less fun than you'd think it would be. So basically the doctor has me taping the toe in a certain way that pulls the bone back down into the joint and kind of holds it there, and now he wants me to start doing some light-weighted carries to see how much pain it causes. Definitely gonna need surgery, but he'd like me to hold off on that as long as I can. Mainly because I'm gonna be down a decent amount of time where I'm not gonna be able to do anything on that foot. For someone who walks around with heavy things on their back, we want to stay away from that if possible. In the doctor's words, he told me, "You will know when it's time for the surgery." Basically meaning that when it gets painful enough that it impedes my everyday life, then it's gonna be time. As of right now, if I don't do weighted carries, it really doesn't hurt that badly most of the day. Of course it hurts if I'm lifting or doing stupid things, but if I lived a normal person's life, I would be fine. I could live with this. But if this taping method works, then hopefully I will be able to hold out till after the national championships. If I do really well at national championships, then the Arnold's gonna come up. That's a problem. And a month after nationals, Marilyn Strong's man is up again. It's also a problem. However, I know if I'm gonna do well at national championships, I'm gonna need every single workout between now and then. I don't know why people gotta be so good at this. So you can expect to start seeing some weighted carries as well as some dynamic stuff and some conditioning added to the videos. If I'm in a whole lot of pain, I go get cut and hopefully be ready for nationals. If the taping method works, I'm holding out. And then I'm gonna go into nationals as strong and as good as I possibly can. Time will tell. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm trying to do 3 videos a week. 1 maximum effort lower, 1 maximum effort upper, and then another video. Whether it be a how-to or a Q&A or just something unrelated. So I really do appreciate you guys taking time to watch these things because I enjoy making them. Right now I'm working on some of the videos that you guys requested, so they'll be coming up. So keep an eye out for that. So until then, go do some awesome things with your life. Keep working hard, and I will catch up with you next time.